3月份，美国总统亲自联署台湾的台湾旅行法，叫台湾 Travel Act， 让台美关系直线的上升。川普近来的对台关系跟方针可以说是越来越清楚。今天政经看民视独家连线访问美国的重量级的众议员，是共和党的 Ohio State 的 Mr. Steve Chabot， 来了解美国近来亚洲政策对台美中关系的影响。那么我们要谈到这个 Steve Chabot， 很多人不陌生。他可以说是台湾的好朋友中的好朋友，他就是这个台湾 Travel Act 众议院版本的提案人。那么这个案子呢，是解除台美高层互访的限制。2015年的10月份 ，Chabot 还推动了6大保证，跟这个台湾关系法同列为美台关系的基础，排入了众议院议程的决议案通过之后，最后参议院也无异议的通过。另外呢 ，Chabot 议员曾经在4月20号的美国国会的听证会。他单刀直入的直说，他说台湾就是一个国家，我没有讲错，就是一个国家。而现在呢，正是美国要检讨对台湾政策的时间了。透过今天的专访，我们能够更了解美国将要如何的来落实台湾旅行法。Hello, Congressman Chabot, how are you? This is Dennis from Formosa TV.
Very good to talk to you, Professor.
Thank you. Before the interview, I would like to take this opportunity to publicly thank you for being Taiwan's closest friend and your continuous support for Taiwan in United States Congress. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Taiwan is very special to me and many other members of Congress, too. The United States and Taiwan have had an alliance for a long time. We've been there in the past and will continue to be there in the future for Taiwan.
Thank you. Also, before we start the interview, I want to share with our audience a short video clip of the statement you made at the House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee hearing on reinforcing the United States-Taiwan relations. It was very encouraging and really touched my heart.
The future of the people of Taiwan, the future of the nation itself, should be, and I think will be, I know will be, determined by the people of Taiwan, not by bullies in the PRC, not by the United States. It's not our intention to tell Taiwan what it ought to do. It's a country, and I don't say that word by accident, it's a country that is a strong ally of the United States. It's in our best interest to make sure that Taiwan remains free.
Your statement might break the heart of China, but I strongly agree your statement that Taiwan is an independent country, and Taiwan's future should be decided by Taiwan, not by China. First, we want to talk about Taiwan Travel Act. After the passage of the act, how does the United States effectively implementing the act?
Well, the United States will hopefully in the very near future be sending some of our top officials to Taiwan and, of course, welcoming top officials from Taiwan to the United States. It's been a very flawed policy to say that the leadership in Taiwan could travel through the United States and stop, for example, in San Francisco to go somewhere else. I felt that was a very disrespectful policy that we had in place for a long time. Now the top leadership, the president, the vice president, the foreign minister, the defense minister can come not only just to the United States, but to our capital, to Washington, D.C. And I hope in the very near future that top U.S. officials will be traveling to Taipei as well to meet with the top officials there.
Any recommendation for Taiwan?
Well, I would suggest that the leadership stay in close touch with the top U.S. officials as well as our legislatures. I have traveled to Taiwan many times, and I have members of the legislature that come and meet with me in Washington and with other members of Congress. We, of course, have the Congressional Taiwan Caucus, which is one of the largest caucuses in the United States Congress. I'm one of the founding fathers of that organization. And so we communicate all the time. But I think, so I would recommend that we take advantage of this new opportunity. I think it's to the advantage of the United States, and it's also clearly to the advantage of Taiwan.
Okay, next month, AIT will relocate to a new permanent site in Taipei. Do you think the new United States National Security Advisor, Mr. John Bolton, will visit Taiwan for the AIT grand opening?
Well, we're certainly going to pass that invitation and that suggestion on to him. He, of course, is relatively new. He, of course, is the National Security Advisor to President Trump. And he's new in the job, but he has a tremendous amount of experience. And I'm sure he has very strong opinions about Taiwan and, of course, the PRC as well. So we will extend that invitation to him. Of course, he's a different branch of government. We're the legislative branch in Congress. He's in the executive branch under the president, and so they'll make their own decision. But we certainly would welcome that opportunity.
All right. So what is the chance of inviting President Tsai Ing-wen to visit U.S. Congress or even meeting President Trump?
Well, I would very much like to see that happen. That may take a little more time. Typically the very top waits a while until the folks under them have met and gotten acquainted and sort of set up the plate, so to speak, so that when they get together, they're actually accomplishing some things. So that may be a little ways down the road, but I'd like to see it happen as soon as possible. I would love to see Taiwan's president come here to the United States, and I'd love to see her meet with President Trump.
It is evident increasing Chinese pressure on Taiwan, from recent live-fire drills by China to propagandas which pressure Taiwan independence movements. Based on your observation, do you think China's military drills is affecting the regional stability? Does the United States support Taiwan on maintaining democracy and liberty in the Indo-Pacific regions?
Well, we certainly do. We will stand with Taiwan. We certainly believe that Taiwan has the right to defend itself and to make sure that there isn't aggression from the PRC towards Taiwan. I think that the PRC's military actions in the South China Sea in particular have been very unhelpful, and in the Taiwan Strait as well. Not only has China been building islands, but they've now been militarizing them, and I think that's a hostile and aggressive action for China to take. So I would encourage China not to be so provocative as they have been in the past, but I doubt whether the PRC will listen to that advice. They're going to do what they're going to do, and unfortunately, oftentimes it hasn't been particularly helpful for stability in the region.
Global economics are intertwined and depend on each other. Do you think there is political message behind U.S. trade tariff punishment on China?
Well, the president has been very strong in that area. Relative to, for example, TPP, I personally think it's in the U.S. best interest to negotiate with our partners there, and I would like to, for example, see Taiwan involved in these type of multilateral treaties. I'd like to see a bilateral agreement, a trade agreement between the United States and Taiwan. I think those are in the best interests of the United States and also our close partners like Taiwan.
Okay, recently a Taiwan NGO called Formosa Alliance launched the referendum movement so Taiwanese people can decide their future. Do you think Trump administration is supportive of this movement? What about the United States Congress and general publics?
Well, I think probably the administration, and I know certainly I as a member of Congress, we don't want to interject ourselves into the internal policies of Taiwan. The future of Taiwan should be determined by the people of Taiwan itself, not by the PRC, not by the United States even, excuse me, but by the people of Taiwan. So if the people of Taiwan determine that they want to have a referendum, that's up to them. And I don't think that we ought to interfere one way or the other in those types of things.
A couple of days ago, Dominican Republic ended 77 years of diplomatic ties with Taiwan. And now Taiwan is down to 19 diplomatic countries. What is your perspective on Taiwan's current situation in dealing with Chinese pressure?
Well, we know that the PRC has been putting pressure on other countries around the world to rescind, to do away with their recognition of Taiwan. I think that's particularly unhelpful. I hate seeing that happen, but they have been doing it for quite some time. I think that, for example, we ought to encourage Taiwan's involvement in UN organizations, the World Health Organization, for example. But again, China has been putting such pressure on other countries around the world, but some of those have been backing off. I think that's unfortunate, but I would encourage those countries to maintain their relationship with Taiwan.
Finally, we know now you are busy running your re-election campaign to represent Ohio in United States Congress. Do you have anything you want to share with our viewers in the United States or maybe voters in Ohio?
Well, it's an honor to represent the people of the 1st District of Ohio. I've had the honor to do this now for 22 years. I've got, I think, the experience, on the issues. I think what we have been pushing for are in the best interest of the country, especially our economy, like lowering taxes, getting the economy moving again. I happen to be the chairman of the House Small Business Committee, and about 70% of the new jobs created in the economy in America nowadays are created by small businesses. So there's a lot of things that we can continue to do, like reducing the amount of regulations that small businesses have to deal with from the federal government. And those are the types of things that I've worked on for many years now, as well as making sure that the United States, that our best interests are seen around the world, whether it's in Asia and the situation that we have with PRC, growing and becoming stronger over the years and becoming more provocative, not just with Taiwan, but also in many cases with the United States and our other allies in the region. So I think the experience that I have is something that that is helpful to the people not only of my district but the country. And so I'm hoping to be able to serve into the next term and very well hopefully beyond that. So but thank you for asking.
Thank you so much for the interview. Please accept our invitation to visit Taiwan and Formosa TV. Looking forward to meet you in Taiwan.
Thank you, Professor. I look forward to meeting with you there.
Thank you. Our thanks to Congress Chabot, Taiwan's best friend from Ohio.